Good evening, Chairperson Srimati Neeta Ambani, respected Chief Guest Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, parents, heads, teachers, and my fellow classmates. Today we celebrate an inflection point in our lives. For the students, today marks the day when we take our first step towards turning into adults. For our parents, today is the day their once little kids are ready to lead independent lives in various corners of the world. For our teachers, today is a day of success as their annoying yet beloved pupils move on to the next stage of their academic pursuits. Most importantly though, today is a day where we close one chapter in the book we call life and eagerly flip the page to the next one, intrigued to discover what we have in store. Thank you. A lot has changed over our schooling years. I remember in 2003, social media was extremely nascent. Internet speeds of 1 Mbps were considered lightning quick. Facebook wasn't even an idea back then. And of course, Kal Ho Na Ho reigned supreme in the Indian box office. Today, as we graduate, social media sites are the most visited. Speeds below 10 Mbps are considered worthless, and Facebook is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. I, for one, find it extremely fascinating that we have grown up in the middle of one of humanity's greatest periods of change, and that we have the potency to influence this change directly. Now, the IB program has been so much more than what meets the eye. Think about it. 6 subjects with TOK and an extended essay, coupled with CAS activities. I mean, how hard could it be? We'd faced worse before, right? And the funny part is, the thing is, everyone told us that these 2 years would be hard, from our seniors to our parents to our teachers. But we were young and bold, and we thought the world was our oyster. And so most of us, like the famous penguins of Madagascar, just smiled and waved. And the funny part is, it was relatively smooth sailing for a while, until the assignments piled up, and the test cycles kicked in, and completing the EE and TOK essays seemed like such a distant reality, as we were faced with catch-22 situations every single day. Either complete the math tutorial for tomorrow and avoid Ms. Dhingra's fury, or work on the math IA for tomorrow and avoid Ms. Dhingra's fury. Choices like these flooded our senior year as we battled sleeplessness and attempted to excel in our academic lives, all while remembering to enjoy our lives outside school. The competition amongst ourselves, while extremely beneficial, don't get me wrong, was often excessive, and a lot of us felt burnt out at the end. Now, I don't want to lie, it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were countless nights when we felt helpless and afraid of underachieving in tests and exams. This is all because expectations had changed, personal and social goals had changed, and most importantly, mentality had changed in the IB. Friendships were forged and friendships were broken, but that's life. Letting go of someone you've shared so many prized moments with is truly heartbreaking, but things have to change eventually. You know, the most important lesson I've learned from the IB is not how to solve differential equations or calculate Gini coefficients, but how to manage everything while maintaining acceptable stress levels. I realized what it meant to prioritize and compromise, and to sacrifice a lot to achieve the tasks we had at hand. Friends, dinners, parties, we've all given some of these up sometime or the other to be where we are at today. We've practiced self-restraint and pragmatism like no other. And for that, I think we ought to be extremely proud of ourselves. Whatever lies ahead for this group, for our parents, our teachers, our heads, will be life-changing in ways we can't even begin to comprehend. And you know, some may even think we're not up to it. But you know what? When I look at this class, I don't see scared and afraid students. I see adults. I see future leaders. I see future architects, astronauts, and authors. I see engineers and musicians and scientists. I see dedicated and passionate people. And most importantly, I see people who don't stop when they are told no. Of course, we're flawed and we're imperfect. There's no harm in admitting that. But at the end of the day, we're young and we're human. I admire the resilience and confidence of this batch, and I'm proud to belong to such a group of students. In this era, we do not yield. Today is the age of boldness and strength. Today is not the age of timidity and passivity. Today is the age of welcoming and thriving under pressure. Today is the age of driving change in society, and we are the flag bearers of that era. I wish I could tell you that we, the class of 2016, have our lives all figured out. The truth is, we're still stumbling through life each day, constantly refining the idea of our personal big pictures, while learning to save the present. Every graduation speech always assumes that the children know everything there is to know about adulthood. In reality, we're still learning the controls, all with our training wheels being slowly unscrewed. We keep realigning our priorities because no one here knows what the future holds. We're apprehensive and we're anxious. To be honest, these last 2 years have come and gone quicker than anyone expected. From exchange trips to extended essay submissions, from freshers to finals, we've accumulated so many experiences. And I, for one, still can't process the fact that school is over. Even right now, everything is changing so fast, and we're struggling to keep up sometimes. A month ago, our sole concern was just study for finals, ace it. Soon, we will have to worry about so much more in university. However, we will be independent and ready to harmonize with this change in our lives. I'm no more qualified to impart wisdom about life than the rest of my classmates. I have no unique experience in this matter, but I do know that life is going to get exponentially harder. Sometimes you just have to soldier on. There will be new environments with new faces and new schedules, and this will most certainly scare you. The one thing I can say, though, from personal experience, is you need to accept change as fast as possible. As Frank Zappa said, a mind is like a parachute. It doesn't work if it's not open. So, thank you all, to our parents and to our family. Thank you for supporting us all our lives and helping us deal with this change. There's no one we are more indebted to. To our chairperson, heads, and teachers, thank you for the faith and perseverance you have shown as we grew from immature children into bold and assured adults. To our friends and classmates, thank you for supporting us all the time, from our highs to our lows. And to this school, thank you. Thank you for providing us with the perfect demonstration of what lies ahead. The beauty of our years at DAIS wasn't that school was always perfect and utopian. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't idealistic. But then again, no school is. It was, however, perfect for grooming us for adulthood. It made us realize the changes that we have to face as adults. And for that, I consider my 5 years at DAIS the most fruitful of my life. Now, forgive the cliche, but change probably is the only constant in our lives. It's the only thing that remains with us in school and beyond. Barack Obama once said, "We are the change that we seek," and this could not be truer for our generation. You may not realize it now, but we can create inflection points for humanity ourselves. We have the courage, the knowledge, and the drive to steer humanity ahead. Now, I know this sounds so flowery and grandiose. I mean, we're just 106 students. What can we do to impact the world? But believe me, the biggest changes are often brought about by taking the smallest steps. No one's asking you to cure all diseases or end poverty or achieve perfect income equality. The key is just small, manageable tasks. Of course, change doesn't happen overnight. Remember, as one said, success will never be a big step in the future. Instead, success is a small step taken just now. So, this is it, I guess. Here's to all the sleepless nights powered by espresso shots and Red Bull. Here's to our famous last-minute cramming for tests and exams, and the creative excuses given to Ms. Bajaj to postpone deadlines all the time. Of course, here's to the famous specimen papers and the mark scheme downloads. Here's to all our parties and our trips. Here's to handball. Here's to Goa. Here's to change. Here's the class of 2016. Thank you.